her 2 kids, and then they did transport her south. This is something that we've been seeing increasingly, not just under Trump, but in the past year, where after Biden administration and now Trump has been really trying to convince Mexico to do more to crack down. Mexico doesn't have the funds or maybe the willingness to actually affect a lot of these deportations, these secondary deportations after people are removed from the United States. So what they're doing is that they're busing them south and just making their journey potentially back to the United States much more arduous, much more dangerous, and potentially much more deadly.
We're talking to John Washington, a reporter for Arizona Luminaria. He's in Tucson. We also want to bring into this conversation Grace Martinez Rosas, Executive Director of United We Dream Action, the largest youth-led immigrant network in the United States. She's a DACA recipient, that's Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, and her new guest essay for the New York Times is headlined, "Why Democrats Fail the Immigration Test Every Time." She's joining us from New Haven, Connecticut. Grace, thanks so much for being with us. You know, there is John in Arizona. He has 2 Democratic senators, Gallegos and Kelly, both voted for the Lake and Riley Act. If you can talk about how that fits into your op-ed piece about why you're blaming the Democrats for what's happening today.
Well, thank you so much for having me this morning. I'll also note that newly elected Senator Gallego, who won with a lot of Latino support this last November, was the co-sponsor of the bill. So not only did he vote for it, but co-sponsor it. And I think that there's enough blame to go around in this moment. There is a clear strategy that Republicans and the GOP have advanced that on the backs of immigrants. We know that this is not a strategy of enforcement or only a strategy of enforcement or deportation, but this is a strategy for low wages and legal limbo. We know that immigrants are a necessary part of the workforce economy, and that when there are stories like the heartbreaking ones that we just heard today, it makes it more likely for low-wage workers to not go and ask for the wages that they deserve, not to ask for help when they've been hurt. But this is a democracy. It requires all of us to take action, and most of all, our elected officials, people that are trusted by millions of us to take action and to change the government. And that is where some of the responsibility lies on Democrats. We know that in this moment, we need a true opposition power and party. They have been elected to ensure that there is a pro-immigrant agenda in this country. They have, for the last 40 years, promised action on this. And when the most dark moment in American history for immigrants in recent history happens, what we're hearing from Democrats is we don't have enough power. They're the ones that won. We gotta wait for him to make a mistake. What we know in this moment is that we have to flip the con. We have to flip the script on them. This is not about safety or the remembrance of a past time. This is about the control and ensuring that billionaires and corporations continue to squeeze out money from everyday working Americans, not only undocumented immigrants, not only immigrants to the U.S., but also native-born people. So it is time for all of us to not turn away and keep our attention on what's happening at the White House, what Elon Musk is doing in ravaging our government. And we must have worthy stewards of that agenda and that vision, and